Hi guys, welcome back to today's video. In today's video I'm going to be making a bonnet for myself, and this is the DIY version. It's going to be satin lined, and I'm going to be using Ankara real African print fabric. So I start off by using my 1 yard measuring ruler, and I'm going to measure 1 yard of fabric and cut it away. These are the stickers which proves that it's real Ankara, it's real African print fabric, and I got that from my local fabric store. So after I cut away 1 yard of fabric, I fold it into 4 pieces. So I fold it once and then I fold it again, and you will have 4 layers. So you're almost turning the fabric into a sandwich. This is my fabric chalk that I bought from Amazon, and I'm going to get my measuring tape, measure from the point of the fabric up until about 15.5 inches, and make little markings all the way around to create a half moon shape. So bonnets are very good for your hair because they help to protect your hair while you sleep. They hold in the moisture, they help to preserve the hairstyle for the next day. And it's good to have quite a few bonnets. Now I'm just double checking the measurement, making sure that everything does match up to 15.5 all the way around. And any type of chalk that you don't want on the fabric can be washed away afterwards. Now I'm going in with my clothing pins or my fabric pins, and I'm just pinning the 4 pieces together so that when I go to cut the fabric, it's going to stay together and it's going to give me a neat cut. And this is what you should be left with afterwards. And now I'm going to remove the pins, and you'll see the large circle. So that's what you need to have to be working with to create the bonnet. I go ahead and do the same thing for the satin fabric. And now I'm just going to measure them up, making sure that they fit. And also put in the right side next to the right side, so almost turning it into a sandwich. You put the right side with the right side. I'm going to put 2 markings because when I go to sew the fabric onto each other, I need to leave a little gap so that I can turn the fabric inside out. And the right side of the fabric is basically the side that looks good, the side that is more shiny, the side that doesn't have any mistakes on it or any threading showing. And I'm using the number 9 on my sewing machine to give me a tight straight stitch. And I'm just going to go all around. I'm going to move pretty slowly but not too slow, all around and connect the 2 pieces together. I'm going to try to stay in a straight line, but as a beginner that's not the easiest thing for me to do, but practice makes perfect. And you could always go ahead and hand stitch this bonnet together, but I find it much easier to use a sewing machine, but that also is an option for anybody out there who does not have a sewing machine. All my products and tools, most of them come from Amazon, so please check out my description box for more information. The sewing machine I bought from Argos. And now I'm just going to cut away the excess fabric. I think I measured the yellow piece a little bit too big, but I'm going to find a way to make it work. And now I'm turning the fabric inside out, so the wrong side of the material will be facing inwards and the right side will be facing outwards. I tried to remove most of the sticker, but as you see, some of them were still left on the fabric inside the satin cap. Now I'm taking an elastic band and just measuring at the opposite side of it so that I know where to sew next, how far down to sew, because we're going to have to go back around again to create a little pocket to slide the elastic band in. So it's the same steps. You go through slowly using my straight stitch and try to stay in a straight line as much as possible, and try to keep the same width measurements. So now you're going to go ahead and measure your head just like this. My measurements came up to 22 inches and I took off 2 inches because I didn't want the elastic band to be too long and stretchy. I'm using large safety pins, and one of them is going to attach itself to the fabric so that you can know where to find the elastic band again and it doesn't get lost inside. And the other one, you're going to push it through the hole or the pocket that we've just created in the bonnet, just like so. Go all the way around, take your time, it can be a bit tricky, and you're just using the safety pin to help you push the material onto the pin and the elastic band. And also try to keep the elastic band in a straight line. Keep going all the way around until you get to the opposite side. Once you get to the opposite side, that's why it's good to pin the other elastic band, because then you know where to end and the elastic band doesn't get lost on the inside. So now we're going to sew the two fabrics together and the two elastic bands together, and this is going to secure the bonnet and close the gap. So I'm just doing a forward and backward stitch in a straight line. Nothing special. It could be neater, but practice makes perfect, again, as I've said. So in order to close up the gap, I'm going to be doing something called an invisible stitch using my hand sewing kit. And I'm not great at the invisible stitch, I'm just learning. So this part could be a lot neater in my opinion, but in the end I still got a satin lined bonnet, so job well done to me. A for effort for trying. So I'll link a video down below of how to do a invisible stitch. So I'm trying to go through the middle of the two fabrics and just bring them together without letting the black thread show. Another pro tip is to use the same color thread as the fabric that you're using. So in this case I could have used a red or a yellow, but I didn't have that on hand. When you use the same color thread as the fabric, your finished project will look a lot more neat. Once I do master how to make these and how to sew them and get them to look really neat, I will be offering them for sale. And now the final step for me, finishing touches, is for me to go in and close up the pocket by sewing a stitch underneath the elastic band. I'm gonna try it on and let you see how it fits on my head. Now for me this fits just right. For others they might want it to be a bit more small, but I would say this is a good size for those of you who wear protective styles, because when you're wearing your protective style, all of the hair can fit underneath the bonnet. And when you're wearing your natural hair, it might be big on your head, but it's still going to fit because of the elastic band. And you can never have too many bonnets. Here's a picture of some that I created earlier, and I still want to keep creating more until I'm actually perfect at making bonnets. So thank you guys for watching. Please check out the description box and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!